the Frontier League. I believe
Challenger.
that they were involved with a number of other teams up their way from other leagues. I don't believe they were involved with the Frontier Challenge.
Alan Kelly receives his first foul of the game here. And at the line for the Malone Huskies right now is Mark Benware. Starting for the Malone Huskies tonight, number 20, Dick Rockhill. Number 21, Spencer Brown. Number 32, Mark Benware, who was just at the line to sink his first free throw of the game. Number 33, Jeremy Walzak. And we'll have to check and see here, Jamie. I didn't get the other starter. Number 30, Casey Lane. The starters for the Malone Huskies. Red Raiders starters, 22, Corey Aiken. 24, Brian McCulley. 41, Alan Kelly. Number 44, Jamie Mock. 45, Chris Frontera. And number 55, Mike Fredericks. Score right now 2-1 on the Club 37 scoreboard with 7:13 left to play in our first quarter. And right off the bat here, Jamie, both teams scoring quickly here as Malone was sent to the line off a foul from Alan Kelly, and then quickly the Red Raiders come back and score their first two of the game.
Well, the Red Raiders, of course, have been on a twister lately, and we've noticed that as well. But I have to say that this is their first big test tonight.
Foul called against, looks like against, foul called against the Massena Red Raiders, and that's going to go against Jamie Mock, so he's going to receive his first foul of the game. Malone gets it out of bounds.
Well, that is Jamie's second foul of the game, unfortunately. He had one just before that sent Mark Benware to the line, Chad. So Jamie, right off the bat with two fouls. Not good.
Okay, so that first foul wasn't against Alan Kelly. It was against Jamie Mock. Okay, my mistake.
I've been known to make them before myself.
Corey Aiken tries to bring the ball up court, but a blocking foul is going to be called against Jeremy Walzak for the Huskies, and the Red Raiders will get the ball out of bounds. Happy to have you along here in Edwards Production Sports for tonight's contest between the Malone Huskies and the Messena Red Raiders. And Jamie, what were you going to say there?
Jeremy Walzak, that is his first personal foul, Chad.
So Jamie Mock comes out of the game. Coach Steve Dona taking him out quickly here. Two fouls that quick, Jamie. Not good. For one of your key players as the Twin Towers, Alan Kelly and Jamie Mock, a key role for this Messena Red Raider team. That ball, good bounce pass there by Aiken, but Kelly just unable to handle it, Jamie, and the ball's turned over for the Malone Huskies, who will take it out of bounds. They bring it up court now. Dick Rockhill with it for the Huskies, guarded by Brian McCulley. Rockhill with it around the outside, settles it down. Red Raiders are doing a good job defensively here, Jamie, not letting them too close to the basket. Making Malone playing from outside. Rebounded underneath the basket. We're going to have a foul called quickly. I think that's going to go against Brian McCulley, and yes, it is, Jamie. It's going to be a holding foul, and that is going to send Casey Lane to the line, and Jamie, not too good of a start here for the Red Raiders, picking up quite a few fouls right off the bat here.
No, they have 3 team fouls already to Malone's 2.
Going to be a high fouling game, I can tell already, and it's going to be an awful lot of time at the line tonight as Casey Lane sinks his first and his second. Alan Kelly in for McCulley now. The Red Raiders looking to settle this game down to see if they can't start playing their game. And Jamie, for a 1-5 record, the Malone Huskies are definitely playing a good game here tonight.
They certainly are, and I think we're going to see a fast-paced game as well, Chad.
McCulley off the rim a little hard, bounces back out. The Huskies come up with the rebound. Casey Lane with it now, settling it down. Back outside now for Dick Rockhill. Rockhill to the far side. Jeremy Walzak. We're going to have a blocking foul or a foul called down inside the paint. That was going to be called against Spencer Brown. And the Red Raiders will get the ball out of bounds. Jamie, really quick here, an awful lot of fouls.
Well, I'll tell you, collision there, and we thought the foul might be there, but it wasn't.
6 fouls. We haven't even played 3 minutes yet here, as it is 5:52 left to play here in our first quarter. 3-2 is our score. The Malone Huskies lead the Red Raiders on the Club 37 scoreboard as Fredericks brings it up for the Raiders now.
One good thing we can say about the Red Raiders, they do have a very good bench, so that is something that will work in their favor.
You'll see the Red Raiders pass the ball a lot when they get it down in the offensive end, Jamie. Coach Dona says he likes to see his team. They try and play the 5 passes and a shot. Unless you get a good pass down inside the paint, then you can go with just 2 passes, he says. But it's worked out pretty well for him so far. But they're trying to work the ball a little bit around here. And Malone's come up with 2 or 3 steals already here. So we'll have to see how that game plan is going to work offensively for the Raiders tonight.
Well, the Huskies are playing a very quick-paced game out there, Chad.
Red Raiders like to slow it down and work it around. Malone, on the other hand, likes to work it around quite a bit, and we've got a timeout here. 5:09 left to play in our first quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Enjoy a delicious meal in a relaxing atmosphere, along with a price you can afford at the Club 37 on Tripoli Road in Massena. The Club 37 offers daily lunch and dinner specials, open Monday through Friday for lunch 11 till 4, Tuesday through Sunday for dinner from 4 till 10. They specialize in seafood, steaks, and Italian food. Fine food and all your favorite beverages is what you'll find when you visit the Club 37 on Tripoli Road in Massena.
When it's time to build, head for Massena Building Supply and Northern Building Supply, your Golden Rule Lumber Centers. Supplying the North Country with the best selection and price on all your building and remodeling needs. At Massena and Northern Building Supply, you'll get the best in service from friendly professionals. Whether you need tools, lumber, paint, or an entire kitchen or bath, all your building needs can be met right here at your Golden Rule Lumber Centers, Massena and Northern Building Supply.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Play just underway here as we come back after the Red Raider timeout. Coach Steve Dona trying to slow things down, see if he can't get the Red Raiders playing their game, playing down underneath the basket. Good pass there. Malone drives off the glass, good for two. Mark Benware picks up two to give a 5-2 lead now for the Malone Huskies on the Club 37 scoreboard.
Benware with 3 points in the ball game now, Chad, for the Malone Huskies.
Fredericks with it now, settling it down. Guarded there, outside for Aiken. Aiken for three, no good, a little long on that one, Jamie. Fredericks now settles it down. Down inside the paint, dishes off to Aiken. Aiken sinks it for two, so the Red Raiders starting to work the ball around now, Jamie.
Yeah, a really nice pass right there from Mike Fredericks on that, though.
Back outside to the top of the key for Dick Rockhill. Sends it across for Jeremy Walzak. Top of the key. The fake there, down inside the paint. Oh, good dish off underneath the basket. Rebounded there by the Huskies again. And the Huskies are all over the place underneath that basket tonight, Jamie. Kelly and them just unable to get control of that ball underneath the basket. And we're going to have a jump ball and the possession arrow in favor of the Malone Huskies. Let me tell you, Jamie, Mark Benware is all over the place under that basket, playing real strong under there tonight.
He certainly is. That time there he went after the other half of the Twin Towers, Alan Kelly, underneath the basket.
Bad pass thrown there, and Mike McCulley rather comes up with it. That ball's going to go out of bounds off of Dick Rockhill, and they'll turn it over to the Red Raiders. Entering the game now for the Red Raiders will be Chris Frontera.
You can almost feel the electricity out there right now.
Mike McCulley exits the game now. Brian McCulley, head man pass for Frontera, settles it down, back for McCulley now. Alan Kelly for three, no good, in and out. Frontera is going to have that one called off of him out of bounds, and the Malone Huskies will get it. Almost a good rebound there for Corey Aiken under the basket. Two men on him, just couldn't come up with it. Good effort. And the Huskies get it once again as that ball goes out of bounds. They bring it up, dished off now for Jeremy Walzak. Down in the corner, back for Walzak now. Top of the key. Benware with it, down inside now. Benware for three, no good off the side of the rim. Malone able to keep it in bounds. Kelly comes up with it for the Red Raiders. Settles it down. Good heads-up play there, looking for someone to pass to. Took enough time to just settle it down, let the Huskies go in their own defensive zone. Fredericks drives, now steps outside for three. Long on that one. Frontera almost comes up with the rebound. There for it, though, Dick Rockhill for the Malone Huskies.
We're noticing the Red Raiders taking a lot of three-point tries here early.
Ball thrown cross court, and good play to keep it in bounds there. Brian McCulley comes up with it for the Raiders, though. Settling it down, lots of time. Outside for Mike Fredericks, underneath for Alan Kelly. That one's going to be played out of bounds off of Benware, and he goes out of bounds awful hard there. But the Red Raiders will get it just underneath the basket.
It's like you said, Chad, Benware is all over the place out there.
He is. He's playing an excellent game tonight for the Malone Huskies. Aiken stops, settles it down. Back for Frontera now. Frontera drives off the glass, and that one's going to go off the rim and rebounded there by Spencer Brown.
Red Raiders a little bit cold here, but so are the Huskies.
We haven't seen the Red Raiders start out really this uneven shooting rather than we did against Carthage that first game of the year, but we've got a traveling foul called against the Red Raiders. So another turnover for the Malone Huskies. 2:08 left to play here in our first quarter. 5-4 is our score on the Club 37 scoreboard as the Malone Huskies lead the hosting Red Raiders. And real quickly, one of the Twin Towers taken out of the game because of foul trouble right off here. Jamie Mock and Coach Dona electing to pull him out and hopefully save him for a second half. I'm sure we'll see him here in the second quarter, though, Jamie, as the Red Raiders are going to try and get some points and see if they can't get a run going here. Good dish off underneath the basket. We're going to have a foul call against Alan Kelly.
And we'll wait and see what
maybe
the call
against Corey
is.
Aiken,
It
Jamie.
might be.
Nope. 41 is going to go against Alan Kelly.
That's Kelly's first personal foul.
We're going to see Jamie Mock enter back into the game, and Corey Aiken will exit. Now coming in the game for the Malone Huskies, Jamie Keating. And he is going to give a rest to Casey Lane.
A lot of elbows flying around underneath that, underneath the boards, Chad.
Yeah, rough game here tonight. Both teams going at it full force here tonight. Back outside now, dished off down in the corner. Good shot taken there off the rim, rebounded by the Malone Huskies. Coming up with that one was Spencer Brown. Back in the corner, Benware now looking to go for the three-pointer. Good guard there by Alan Kelly, though, Jamie, not allowing him to do nothing. Mock on him now. Outside, Benware dished it back off underneath. Now Benware drives, tries to dish it off for Spencer Brown. They get the shot off, rebound underneath the glass. And Jamie Keating picks up his first 2 points of the game for the Malone Huskies as Mike McCulley brings it up over half court.
Boy, the Huskies are really doing well underneath the boards, Chad.
Kelly for two, and the ball just not taking a Red Raider bounce tonight, Jamie.
No, it just isn't. One of the things I noticed on that last exchange by the Malone Huskies, the fact that Jamie Mock was in there, and really all Jamie was doing is getting his hands up in the air. That's really all he can do. He can't be running into anybody right now.
Yeah, he's got to stay out of trouble. So does Alan Kelly now. Does he have just one or two on him now,
I
Jamie?
believe that Alan just has the one. Yes.
So he comes out of the game, exits the game for a rest. Now in the game, Mike Barton for the Red Raiders.
Mike is an intimidating player, too, as well.
Yes, he is.
Size factor.
Not afraid to go after the ball either.
No, he isn't.
Back out the top of the key, Dick Rockhill. Back to Rockhill once again. Now the Malone Huskies starting to work the ball around quite well here, Jamie. A good passing we've seen from the Malone Huskies, especially down underneath the glass, as they have been forcing it down under there and making every pass each time. Good rebound there by Fredericks. We're going to have a pushing foul called against number 23, Corey Monette, for the Malone Huskies, and the Red Raiders will get it out of bounds on the end line. Jamie Mock will inbounds the ball for the Red Raiders.
That's Monette's first personal foul, and it is the fourth team foul. Both teams now with 4 team fouls.
Chris Burdash in the game now for the Malone Huskies. He will give a rest to Dick Rockhill. Jamie Mock gets it in for Mike McCulley now. Mike McCulley coming down the side of the court now, settling the ball down. Looking for Jamie Mock. Gets it to Mock. Now to Barton. Barton has that one blocked. Mock there with the rebound. Jamie Mock for two. That's what the Red Raider that's what the Red Raiders need, is a player like Mock to step up and pick up some of these rebounds and start turning this game around. And another turnover there, and this is what the Red Raiders need. Start running some points here as they are down by 1 point with 1 second left. Barton tries to throw it down. 7-6 on the Club 37 scoreboard after 1 quarter of play. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second quarter action here with our score 7-6 on the Club 37 scoreboard. Happy to have you along here on Edwards Production Sports, Cable 24, as we bring you NAC boys basketball action with the hosting Red Raiders. Down by 1 against the Malone Huskies. Red Raiders having an outstanding season this year, Jamie.
Oh, yes, they are. They, Coach Steve Dona is very pleased with his team this season, and it seems like as every game goes on, Chad, they get better and better.
Coming up on our halftime show, we'll have a chance on Red Raider rebounds. Jamie, you had a chance to talk to the Twin Towers.
Certainly did, and I'm looking forward to that on Red Raider rebounds coming up at the half.
Coming up in our next few games here, we will put the spotlight on the Red Raider players. Taking a look at the Twin Towers tonight. And Coach Dona asking if we could give our first spotlights to the seniors on the team, but we will get every player on the team and hopefully at least twice on there for interviews this year. Also, we'll be hopefully getting quite a few of the Lady Raiders on there, hopefully every single one of them, and also our JV, or rather, check that, our varsity wrestling team. Like to try and get some interviews with most of our wrestlers there also, as well as the hockey team. But tonight, the Red Raider Rebounds highlights the Twin Towers of the Massena Red Raider boys varsity basketball team as Fredericks is at the line. Misses his first free throw. The charity stripe is going to have to be awful nice to the Red Raiders tonight as they're having a little bit of a time struggling from the floor, and Fredericks hits his second. We're going to have a substitution. Fredericks will come out of the game, take a rest, and Corey Aiken back into the game, and that is Fredericks' only point of the game so far, right, Jamie?
That is correct. Mike Fredericks with his only basket of the game from the charity stripe.
Top of the key now. Malone working it around. Down in the corner now. Top for Burdish once again. Burdish sends it outside for Corey Monette. Burdish now. Ben Ware underneath. Shot taken. Good for two. Jamie Keating picks up his second basket of the game here as Mike McCauley works it up court for the Red Raiders. Gives it to his brother Brian. Down underneath for Kelly. Kelly for two.
Oh, what a feed from Jamie Mock right there for that one.
Good passing play there. The Twin Towers working well.
Good all-around passing on that last exchange, Chad. Oh, my.
That one goes off of Benware. Up for Mike McCauley. McCauley's going to go to the basket. Oh, almost a reverse layup, Jamie, there. And out for Brian. Now Brian for three. No good off the glass, and the Malone Huskies are there to rebound that one. Jamie Keating. I was going to say, Jamie, the Twin Towers doing the job down there with the housing development around working it for them.
Well, the Taz throwing some gasoline on the fire, too. There.
Almost had that reverse layup. It looks sweet, that's for sure. But they got to count.
Yeah.
To win games, and a big three-pointer there for the Malone Huskies.
Corey Monette with a big one right there.
That's Corey's first basket of the game, Jamie, or second?
That is his second, but it was a big one.
No, Brian McCauley steps on the line before he got that ball back in bounds to Alan Kelly. The Malone Huskies will get it out of bounds on the end line. 12-9 is our score on the Club 37 scoreboard. The Malone Huskies lead the Red Raiders here in our second quarter of play. 5:43 left to play here in our first half.
Well, I stand corrected. That is Corey Monette's first basket of the game. You got me.
We got an offensive foul called against Benware. And that is going to be Benware's first foul of the game, Jamie?
Yes, it is. That is Mark Benware's first personal foul of the game.
Ball turned over to the Red Raiders. Kelly looking to inbounds it now. Gets it in for Mike McCauley. That's McCauley up for Jamie Mock.
That's 5 team fouls now for Malone.
So the Red Raiders just 2 fouls away from heading to the charity stripe. No, Jamie, I think that's 6 now. The one light's missing on the clock.
They got me again.
Mike McCauley working it around. Out for Aiken now. Aiken looking for Mock or one of the Twin Towers. Gets it in for Kelly. Kelly for 2. Off the glass. Mock's there for the rebound. Short on that one. That one was rebounded by Joey Walzak. And Malone brings it up court once again. With it now, Chris Burdash. Burdash sends it outside for Jamie Keating. Keating, top of the key now for Walzak. Underneath the basket, Keating wide open, and he comes in the back door. We're going to have a pushing foul called against Corey Aiken.
And that is Aiken's first personal foul. Substitution coming in the game now, Chad.
And in the game now is Casey Lane, and he's going to give a rest to Joey Walzak. And at the line now for the Malone Huskies, Jamie Keating shooting 2 with 4:52 left in this first half on the Club 37 scoreboard. 13-9 now is our score. Keating at the line for a second attempt. It's up, and it's good. Red Raiders need to try and get some type of scoring run here, Jamie.
Keating has 6 points on the night so far, Chad, for the Huskies.
Brian McCauley with the ball now for the Red Raiders. Working it around, looking for someone to get it to. Jamie Mock comes up with it, down inside for Alan Kelly. Kelly tries to dish it off. We're going to have a foul call, though. Jamie, that's going to be against Benware. Mark Benware picks up his second foul of the game, so the Red Raiders taking it towards Benware, hoping to try and get him in foul trouble, as it seems like he has been
everywhere.
Most of the threat here for the Malone Huskies in this first half of play, and they're going to get him out of the game, as well as Chris Burdash.
That definitely is a plus for the Red Raiders right there, as Benware has been a spark underneath the boards for him.
So in the game now is Corey Monette, Dick Rockhill, Jamie Keating, Casey Lane, and Jeremy Walzak for the Malone Huskies. Brian McCulley, Alan Kelly, Jamie Mock, Corey Aiken, and Mike McCulley for the Red Raiders. Red Raiders sink their next free throw. We're going to have no foul call. Mike McCulley still gets a hand in there on the ground, Jamie.
It's not over till it's over with the Taz.
The Taz doesn't give up even on his back. Top of the key, down underneath. Mike McCulley batting that one away. Good defensive play by Mike McCulley as they were trying to force that one down inside for Rockhill. But McCulley was there to block that one. Bryan with it now. Out for Alan Kelly for three. Kelly off the rim. Rebounded now by Dick Rockhill, and he'll dish it off for Corey Monette, who brings it up over half field.
I believe Kelly is leading in the three-point department for most three-pointers on the team so far.
We got a timeout called against the Malone Huskies with 3:53 left to play in our first half. 14-10 is our score on the Club 37 scoreboard. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. With 3:53 left to play here in our first half, we welcome you here on Edwards Production Sports for NAC Boys Varsity Basketball action from Massena Central High School, where the Malone Huskies lead 14-10 on the Club 37 scoreboard. Malone drives, rebounded by Kelly. Brian McCulley comes up with it now. Drives up court, stops, settles it down. Off for Fredericks. Now Fredericks brings it down and settles it down. Had a chance to shoot there, but he elected to hold on to it and look for a better pass now as they are down by 4 points, 2 baskets.
That's one thing the Red Raiders have done all season, look for the good shot.
Jamie Mock real short on that one. Alan Kelly there for the rebound. Short on that one. Kelly picks up his own rebound again, and they're within 2 now, Jamie.
Well, I'll tell you, there's where the height difference between there and the rest of the Malone Huskies, there it showed right on that one there.
Well, Benware is on the bench now for the Malone Huskies, trying to keep him out of foul trouble. That one's going to sink down in for the Malone Huskies. Casey Lane will pick up another bucket. Brian McCulley, rather, bringing it up court now for the Red Raiders. Dishes it off for his brother Mike. That ball stolen away there by Dick Rockhill. Mike McCulley trying to hold him up now. The ball passed down in the corner. Shot taken. 3-point, no good. And Fredericks comes up with it for the Red Raiders.
Casey Lane wide open for the three-pointer.
Dishes it off to Jamie Mock. Kelly for 2. Alan Kelly starting to pick up the pace now, Jamie, and Jamie Mock doing a good job of dishing the ball out there. Good heads-up play by the Twin Towers.
Kelly has 9 points so far, Chad.
Ball out to the top. Rockhill, good fake there, drives. We're going to have a foul called against Mike McCulley, though, Jamie, a holding foul.
And I believe that is Mike's first personal foul right there.
That will send, no, it won't send him to the line. Malone Huskies will get it out of bounds. Dick Rockhill. Shot taken short on that one. Rebounded by the Malone Huskies. We're going to have a jump ball, though, in possession arrow in favor of the Malone Huskies. Rockhill will inbounds it now for the Huskies. 16-14 on the Club 37 scoreboard. 2:19 left to play here in our first half. Happy to have you along here in Edwards Production Sports. Rockhill with it in the corner. Dishes it back outside. Working it down along the far side. Walzak switches the side of the court now.
Oh,
Bad
and it
pass
is picked
there. Headman ball for Brian McCulley. Too far for him. Mike Fredericks tried to hit him on the run, and Brian unable to save it and keep it in play.
Brian McCulley taking a page out of his brother's book right there. A lot of hustle.
Brian and Mike, both talented athletes, excellent students, and you're always going to get 150% out of a McCulley, that's for sure. Balzac with it now. Down inside, looking for someone to dish off to. Finds Casey Lane now. Lane back to Walzak. Malone doing a good job of working the ball around here, Jamie, and we've got a foul called now against Brian McCulley.
And that is the second time we've seen that type of a collision here in this first half. And now McCauley is pleading his case with the official, and I believe he was involved in the last time that happened in the first quarter.
Got some substitutions now. Coming out of the game will be Jeremy Walzak and Spencer Brown back in the game. Also, Ben Ware is going to enter the game once again. He will replace Corey Monette. 16-14, 1:37 left to play here in our first half. Malone leading the Red Raiders on the Club 37 scoreboard.
Brian McCauley has 2 fouls. Jamie Mock has 2 fouls right now.
In and out. Mock comes up with the rebound, gives it to Mike McCauley. Good move there by McCauley. Dishes it off. Fredericksburg 2. Good heads-up play there, Jamie. And we are tied with 1:27 left in our first half. Shot taken. Rebounded by Kelly, and Alan Kelly's fired up now, Jamie.
Oh, my.
That was set up court. And we're going to have a foul called here, and I think we're going to get a pushing foul, maybe a technical. No, we're not going to get a technical. Boy, the referee was fired up there, Jamie.
Yeah, he was. I think that he gave the big shoving move as in, don't do that again.
That foul called against Dick Rockhill as he just mowed over Mike McCauley.
Well, we've seen 2 or 3 of that type of collision this half. I guess that's the safest way to talk about it.
So McCauley at the line with a chance to give the Red Raiders just their second lead of this first half here, Jamie, or the game, actually.
Well, Taz has been responsible for a couple of good steals and a couple of big plays under the basket so far.
Mike McCauley, no good. Rebound comes out. Oh, the Taz with a steal there, Jamie. Gets it, almost comes out to his own rebound. Stolen away by the Huskies. Shot by Fredericks off the side of the rim. And rebounded there by Dick Rockhill. But the Taz got a hand in there, poked the ball away, and Red Raiders had an opportunity. Now we're going to have a foul underneath the basket. We've got a blocking foul. I think awful lot of rough play going on underneath the basket. And the referees, I think, are starting to pick up the heads and look for it, Jamie. That call against Spencer Brown, and we are at 7-7 in the foul department, so we're going to send everybody to the line with just a 1:02 left to play here in our first half. 16-16 is our score on the Club 37 scoreboard.
I think you hit it right on, excuse me, Chad, I think you hit it right on the nose when you said that. I think things are getting a little out of hand. They're starting to call a little bit tighter game to settle everybody down.
Tell you what, there's going to be an awful lot of players sitting on the bench if it keeps up like this, Jamie, because they're going to be in some serious foul trouble in the second half, because we've seen quite a few fouls picked up here in the second half right away here. Shot taken. Good by Brian McCauley. Gives the Red Raiders a 1-point lead now on the Club 37 scoreboard. 17-16.
It's Brian's first point of the game, I should say. I shouldn't give him 2 there.
McCauley takes his second.
Now I can give him 2. Might mention that Mark Griffin, the Spark, is on the bench. He's out with a sprained wrist, and if you remember our last Massena Red Raider game, you remember he was quite the spark off the bench as well in that second squad when it came on.
That's for sure, Jamie. Casey Lane with it for the Malone Huskies, looking to try and tie this game up here. Down underneath the basket, dished outside. Ben Ware with it. Ben Ware fakes the shot. Dick Rockhill with it now. Down underneath the basket, shot taken. Off the glass. Kelly comes up with the rebound. Kelly all over the place now, Jamie. Going up strong and saying, that's mine. Brian McCauley out for Fredericks now. Fredericks down inside the glass. Dishes off for Mock. Mock trying to keep control of it. That ball's going to go out of bounds off of Jamie Mock. And the Malone Huskies will get the ball on a turnover with 22 seconds left here in our first half of play. The Red Raiders lead 18-16 on the Club 37 scoreboard.
It's been a tough battle so far, hasn't it?
It sure has. Walzak sends it outside for Lane. Back to Walzak now. Ben Ware with it for the Malone Huskies. Dishes it down underneath for Joe Rockhill, or Dick Rockhill rather. Short on that one. Mock comes up with it. Kelly's blocked, and that's going to end our first half of play as the Red Raiders come back late here to pick up the lead and take an 18-16 lead here, Jamie, and it's been a very interesting first half.
It certainly has. It's been a wild one, and I'll tell you, both teams have piled up the fouls, so when they come back for this second half, they're going to go daintily out there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to second half action here from the Massena High School on Edwards Production Sports here for NEC boys basketball action. Kelly underneath the basket. Good pass in by Mike Fredericks, and Alan Kelly picks up another bucket here to start off our second half. 20-16 on the Club 37 scoreboard as we start our second half.
That gives Kelly 11 points in the ball game.
Alan Kelly with a steal now down at the other end. Up for Frontera. Brian for two, no good. Brian McCulley, ball taken away there by Dick Rockhill. So the Red Raiders ready in this second half, that's for sure, Jamie. A lot different start than the first half. Rockhill drives. Kelly with a big block there.
Big scooper by Kelly right there.
Fredericks takes it all the way. Off the glass, no good. Jamie Mock comes up with a rebound, tries to put it off the glass. That one's wide and brought up now by Mark Benware.
Major in-your-face rejection right there.
Kelly's ready for this second half the way he started out here. Outside for Walzak. Walzak tries to get it in for Benware off of Kelly, and Jamie Mock comes up with the rebound.
Alan Kelly is
Frontera
really
now
going
with
at
it.
it. Alan Kelly was, Chad, really going at it with Mark Benware underneath the boards before that pass came in.
Frontera called for the travel there. Malone Huskies trying to work it around now.
Am I crowding you again?
Giving the cameraman a little bit more room to swing. Swing! No.
Yeah, right.
Fredericks goes up with the rebound there off the Huskies shot. Fredericks brings it up, settles it down now. In for Jamie Mock. Mock turns off the glass, in and out, gets his own rebound. Turns around, good! Jamie Mock.
Great follow-up by Mock right there. He never gave up for a minute.
That's one of those anticipation ones, like good.
Oh, rejection, Mock again.
But he steps on the end line. That'll be a turnover for the Malone Huskies, and they'll get it down underneath the basket.
Well, definitely Kelly and Mock, the Twin Towers, have been a big factor here so far in this second half.
22-16 is our score now as the Red Raiders have started to build a lead on the Club 37 scoreboard in this third quarter of play. Happy to have you along here on Edwards Production Sports. We hope you enjoyed our halftime Red Raider rebounds. We'll be focusing on Brian McCulley and Mike McCulley for our next Red Raider rebound, so I hope you'll join us for our next Red Raider varsity boys action on Edwards Production Sports, and stay tuned to Edwards Productions Television for more sporting action to come with wrestling and girls basketball and also NAC hockey coverage on Edwards Production Sports. Rockhill drives off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Benware for the Malone Huskies. He settles it down now. Alan Kelly guarding on him. Kelly looking to try and get a steal in there. Benware pulls up, shoots. Kelly with the rebound.
Huskies are pulling up short at the line. They're not going all the way in. Mock and Kelly have been quite an intimidation.
Fredericks down underneath for Mock. Mock can't come up with it. Now the Malone Huskies do. Corey Monet brings it up court. Check that, Walzak, and drops it in over top of Alan Kelly for 2 points, 22-18 on the Club 37 scoreboard now.
That's Jeremy Walzak's first 2 points of the game, Chad.
Red Raiders have picked up the pace here now, Jamie, as they are starting to play the running gun, and I think this is working pretty well for them here so far in the second half. As Brian McCulley takes it coast to coast, puts it up, and fouled on the play, and he'll go to the line for two. 5:03 left to play in the Club 37 scoreboard. 22-18 is our score as the Red Raiders lead the visiting Huskies here in NAC boys basketball action. Brian McCulley good for his first attempt from the line. Jamie Mock will come out of the game. Corey Aiken will enter the game for the Red Raiders. Brian McCulley at the line now, looking for his second free throw. No good. Rebounded by Alan Kelly. Kelly almost has the ball stolen away. Now he does. And coming up with it there was Corey, check that, Jamie Keating. Bring it up now, Walzak. Walzak's going to drive off the glass. No good. We got a blocking foul called, though. And I think it's going to be...
I think it'll be on Mike Fredericks. We'll have to wait and see. Well... And it is on Mike Fredericks. And that is Mike's first personal foul, Chad.
Okay, at the line for the Malone Huskies, Jeremy Walzak. Good on his first free throw. 22-19 now, Red Raiders lead on the Club 37 scoreboard.
Is Walzak 3 points for the game.
And Walzak good for his second attempt. So the Red Raiders now have a 2-point lead. Check that 3-point lead. Frontera with it up over half court. Ball stolen away by Benware. Frontera comes up with it again. Dished it off for Corey Aiken. Aiken stops, pumps it up. No good. He's going to be fouled on a play, though, by Jeremy Walzak. That will send Corey Aiken to the line for 2, Jamie.
Good play by Aiken. If you noticed, he stopped and waited to try to draw the foul along with a shot to get a three-pointer out of it, but putting it up and missing it there, but he still goes to the line.
Frontera and Fredericks will exit the game. Mike McCulley and Jamie Mock will enter the game for the Red Raiders.
That's 2 fouls on Jeremy Walzak now for the Malone Huskies.
Jamie, do you have any first half stats to pass along to people here as Corey Aiken sinks his first free throw at the line?
Well, as far as leading the points go, we go back up to Alan Kelly, who had 9 in the first half. So he led all scoring for the Massena Red Raiders as Corey Aiken drops in a couple more. The leading the scoring for the Malone Huskies was Jamie Keating with 6.
So a pretty even first half here for both teams as the Red Raiders come back at the real late portion of that first half to take the lead for the second time in this game. They still remain in the lead 25-20 on the Club 37 scoreboard with just 4 minutes left to play here in our third quarter. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on Edwards Production Sports of NAC boys basketball action from the Massena High School tonight. Good shot taken there, good spin by Walzak, and he's going to pick up another bucket in tonight's game. Corey Aiken with it now for the Red Raiders. That one's going to be poked away by Walzak, and the Red Raiders will get it out of bounds. Good defensive play there by the Huskies, Jamie.
Yes, the Huskies are getting back on defense real quick. I've noticed that all night. They're not giving the Red Raiders much chance to set anything up quickly. In fact, a couple of times we noticed they fake going to Fredericks Long in that first half to try to get him down court a little bit quicker, but the Huskies came back very nicely.
Casey Lane exit the game, and Spencer Brown back in the game now for the Malone Huskies. Mike McCulley brings it up, fouled on the play. No, he wasn't fouled on the play, rather. Short on the play. Alan Kelly there picks up the rebound, puts another bucket in to add to his scoring tonight.
Chad Edwards looking for the anticipated foul there.
I thought there was one coming. As he was mauled as he went up to the basket.
It did look like it.
Either way, there's a three-pointer for the Malone Huskies. Jamie Keating sinks one from downtown. Alan Kelly now dishes off for Corey Aiken. That one's going to go out of bounds off of the Malone Huskies. Corey Monette. Entering the game now, Chris Burdash, and he will give a rest to Dick Rockhill for the Malone Huskies.
I can say this much. Both Benware and Monette have been all over that court tonight.
And a timeout called by the Red Raiders as we have 27-25 on the Club 37 scoreboard. 3:20 left to play. Jamie, it's been an interesting second half here as the Red Raiders have really picked up the pace to see what comes about in this second half. Alan Kelly jumping right off there, sinking a bucket to start off, comes right back down, blocks one and picks up a turnover, brings it back down court again, and the Red Raiders able to sink another one. And then once again, Alan Kelly comes back down the court for just a tremendous block and in-your-face block back there. And the Red Raiders have picked up the pace in the second half and have started to play a little bit more of their game plan here.
Well, they certainly have. The Twin Towers have definitely been effective. You probably noticed the way the scoring goes when they're both playing at the same time. You notice when only one of them is in there, how much the whole game plan sort of changes for them.
So, after this Red Raider timeout, you just saw the Malone Husky cheerleaders doing their thing out there, and a good job. Nice addition to the stoppage of plays here tonight for this NAC contest between the Malone Huskies and the Red Raiders. 3:20 left here in our third quarter on the Club 37 scoreboard. The Red Raiders lead by 3. Check that by 2, 27-25. As Mike McCulley brings it up over half court, drives down inside the glass, tries to dish it off to Alan Kelly. Kelly comes up with it. McCulley keeps it in play, though, but it comes out to Chris Burdash, and he brings it up for the Malone Huskies.
I noticed Burdash was taking a look around for McCulley. Can't be too safe with him around.
No, the Taz, I don't know what it is. It's just like faster than a speeding bullet with them hands sometimes to come up with them steals.
Very alert play by Burdash to take a look around to see where he was.
Ben Ware fakes against Kelly, tries to bring it down inside the lane. I think he's looking for a jam. But that ball blocked away by Corey Aiken, and I think Corey Aiken's going to pick up another foul. And no, Brian McCulley's going to pick up the foul.
Yeah, that'll be Brian McCulley's second personal foul.
Mike Fredericks back in the game. Mike McCulley will exit and take a rest.
Taz has been all over the place tonight, too, as well. We're looking at three fellas with similar game styles here. Benware is one. And Walzak has been everywhere tonight for the Huskies, too, as well. So we got people all over the place out there.
That's for sure. Mark Benware sings both of his free throws from the line. Fredericks brings the ball up for the Red Raiders. That one's blocked, and that one's going to go off of Fredericks. Fredericks, we're going to have a turnover here. We've got some Red Raider fans here.
Hey, look at those Red Raider fans, I'll tell you.
Go Raiders, go Raiders.
We went crazy.
Give a big wave, guys.
Went crazy
More
in
Red
Mom's
Raider
makeup
fans.
case.
Remember, folks, there's always lots of seats available as we got a fantastic crowd on hand here tonight, Jamie, for this Husky Red Raider game. And the JV game was a barn burner also. Jamie Mock sinks a bucket as that one went right down to the wire in the JV game. So remember, folks, paint your faces just like these kids did, or just throw on your favorite Red Raider T-shirt or sweatshirt or whatever team you want to root for here in the North Country. Come on out, support our athletes. They really like to see the crowds here. And remember, the proceeds that they take in the gate for the fans that come go to help support these athletes and give them the opportunity to play the sports with all the heart that they do here. So come on out and support the athletes and the schools, as we've got a foul committed by the Red Raiders, and that was going to be against Alan Kelly.
That's Alan Kelly's second. And, boy, a lot of rebounding underneath by Joe Walzak. He was, I would dare say that he took 1, 2, 3, at least 3 times came up with the ball before he was fouled on the rebounds.
Benware puts the Malone Huskies within 1 now, 29-28 on the Club 37 scoreboard. 2:01 left to play here in our third quarter, and we've got a tie game now as Benware sinks his second free throw. Ball in for Brian McCulley now. Brian McCulley up for Kelly. Kelly has the ball stripped away. Alan Kelly comes back up with it, though. Now for Brian McCulley. McCulley stops over for Corey Aiken. Aiken looking around. Out for Brian McCulley once again. McCulley working it around. Back out for Jamie Mock. Underneath for Fredericks. Fredericks off the glass. A little too hard, and that one rebounded by the Malone Huskies. Jamie Keating comes up with it. He'll give it to Berdash now, who will bring it up over half court for the Malone Huskies. 29-29 is our score on the Club 37 scoreboard. Under 1.5 minutes to play here in our third quarter of play. From the floor, Jamie Keating picks up another bucket for the Malone Huskies to give them a 2-point lead now. Under, check that, 1 minute 5 seconds left to play now. Now a foul committed against Berdash for the Malone Huskies. That will give them their third team foul, and the Red Raiders will get the ball out of bounds.
It's Chris Berdash's first personal foul right there, Chad.
Jamie Mock with it now for the Red Raiders. Corey Aiken from the line, off the back of the rim. Mock with the rebound from behind. Good rebound there, a little too hard off the glass.
What a reach by Mock over the top of the player. And did not even touch him either.
Long arms definitely there. Berdash with the ball now. He works it around. Down in the corner for Walzak. Walzak along the end line. He's going to be blocked by Alan Kelly, and that was all ball, Jamie. All ball from Alan Kelly.
Wow. Definitely, when the both of them are in there, a very intimidating factor.
So that will send a Walzak to the line, and Alan Kelly's going to come out of the game as he has committed his third foul now. Mike Barton will enter the game. Also, Frontera and Mike McCulley will enter the game. Brian McCulley will exit, and Corey Aiken will exit. So at the line now, Jerry Walzak. Good for his first free throw. Malone Huskies lead now 32-29 on the Club 37 scoreboard. Under 30 seconds to play here in our third quarter. Off the rim, no good on the second attempt. Mike McCulley with it now, has the ball stolen away. Benware Sinks it, and he's fouled by Mike McCauley. That's going to send Ben Ware to the line to try and put it in for a three-point play. With 26 seconds here in our third quarter, the Malone Huskies jump up to a 34-29 lead on the Club 37 scoreboard.
Well, the Huskies have really hustled tonight. If you've noticed that underneath the boards, they've been very, very tough.
So Ben Ware at the line for the Huskies. And picks up a three-point play. Brian McCauley with it now. Brings it right down the sidelines, drives towards the basket, puts it up, and good! Brian the Taz, or rather Mike. Check that, I called him Brian the whole way up the court. Mike, the Taz McCauley, brings it coast to coast. Ooh, good play there by Birdash, almost stolen away by Barton. He was looking for it. Birdash drives, dishes it off now for Walzak. Walzak pumps it up for two off the side of the rim, and that's going to end our third quarter of play. 35-31 on the Club 37 scoreboard. We will take a break to bring back fourth quarter action right after this. Wow, the holidays are right around the corner and you have family and friends coming to your home, but what will they think? Well, you can be sure to impress them this year with wallpaper and Pittsburgh paint from the World of Color. With Wendy's interior decorating skills and the World of Color's great Christmas sale, your home will be beautiful and you'll still have money for shopping afterwards. The World of Color carries over 300 wall coverings in stock, starting at $3.99 a double roll, and over 100 in-stock borders starting at $3.99 a roll. And remember, on November 25th, Santa's coming to town, and December 2nd, old-fashioned Christmas for downtown Massena. Stop into Whalen Insurance Agency, the family-owned business in Massena, established in 1916. John Whalen is an independent insurance agent who deals with many insurance companies to fit your insurance needs. Call Whalen Insurance today at 769-2486 or visit them at 90 Main Street in Massena. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to fourth quarter action, where the Malone Huskies lead the Massena Red Raiders by a score of 35-31 for NAC boys basketball action here as we are in the fourth quarter as the Malone Huskies lead on the Club 37 scoreboard. Happy to have you along here on Edwards Production Sports for this NAC contest tonight between these two fine basketball teams. Malone Huskies, Walzak takes a shot outside, no good, rebounded by Frontera for the Red Raiders. Frontera is going to be called on the travel, though, as he rolled on the ground with the ball, Jamie, and they're going to call him on the travel.
And Chris can't believe it, but you also got to be careful or you can be called for a technical for letting the ball go for the big bounce, too. Very lenient official, I think.
Jamie Mock with the steal on the inbounds. Gives it to Mike McCauley now. Red Raiders looking to work the ball around. Out for Fredericks now. Fredericks drives down in, off the glass. Good for two, and he's going to pick up the foul. Mike Fredericks is going to go to the line to try and bring the Red Raiders within one. 35-33 now on the Club 37 scoreboard. Good play there by Mike Fredericks.
Right down the paint, too. He didn't shy away from that at all, Chad.
Mike Fredericks is a good player. Coach Dona, when we had a chance to come in this week and tape some interviews with some of the basketball players here, mentioned that Mike Fredericks has had a huge turnaround from last year to this year, is definitely one of his most dependable players out there this year. Turnover for the Red Raiders now as they will get it out of bounds. Barton will take the throw in here.
All right, I see something going on out there. I think coming up is some of the things that this play here that they worked on in practice. They've been working real hard at practice lately, the Red Raiders have.
Frontera for two and good. Red Raiders tie the game now at 35-35 on the Club 37 scoreboard. And Jamie, this one I think is going to go right down to the wire.
I'll tell you, this is the first major matchup they've had so far, really, this season.
Ben Ware takes it to the basket for the big jam. We've got a traveling foul called against the Red Raiders, but the crowd from Malone is definitely on their feet. Mark Benware took it from outside. Jamie just walked down inside the paint and just drove it home.
Benware with a flusher there.
I think the Red Raider fans now, Jamie, are looking for either Jamie Mock or Alan Kelly to answer.
And if they do, you'll know it.
Like Dick Vitale says, don't go home till it's over. It's not over. Get back in your seat. Sit down.
Yeah, Dick will tell you that, too. That fired up this crowd, too.
Don't touch that dial. Malone Huskies working the ball around now. Down outside. That one's going to be thrown away. The Red Raiders will get it. Back on the turnover. Malone Huskies lead by 2 now. Go ahead, Jamie. Sorry about that.
The fans have really come alive after that stuffer.
That's for sure. Mock's going to be fouled, and Spencer Brown will pick up another foul here in tonight's game, and that will send Jamie Mock to the line. No, it won't. The Red Raiders will get it out of bounds.
I'll have to check, but I think that's Brown's 4th, if that was who it was on.
Yes,
and it is. Spencer Brown picks up his 4th personal foul.
Ball in for Frontera now. Frontera drives. Good layup there for Frontera. Picks up 2 more points for the Red Raiders. We're tied once again, 37-37. 6 minutes to play.
Chris saying nothing fancy, just the basic basket.
Fredericks comes up with the steal for the Red Raiders, and that's what wins games, Jamie. You can look for the big fancy ones, but you got to sink the easy ones and take the victory home. Frontera has really picked up his pace here in the second half. Jamie Mock off the glass. He's going to be called for the travel, though, Jamie.
Oh, my.
Boy, I don't know about that one. He put the ball on the floor.
That's real close, and now Coach Steve Dona is really a little bit hot over there, and we'll have to wait and see. And now Jamie Mock spreading some holiday cheer with the official down there a little bit.
Boy, I don't know about that call. He put the ball on the floor before he
Wow.
took his step.
Real close. Must have been just a little small hippity-hop in the barber shop there somewhere.
Malone Huskies work it up court now. Down inside the paint. Dished off up in the air. No good. Jamie Mock comes up with it. Brian McCulley's going coast to coast. Off the glass. No good, but he's fouled on the play. That will send Brian McCulley to the line, Jamie, with 5:32 left to play in our contest. 37-37 on the Club 37 scoreboard.
We got some hockey-style basketball end-to-end action here.
Went to a basketball game and a hockey game broke out.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those this year.
Brian McCulley at the line now. Sinks his first. Gives the Red Raider a 1-point lead.
I see Brian kind of smiling at the line. You know, you get in a game like this, and he's probably saying, boy, isn't this exciting?
Sinks his second free throw. So Brian McCulley picks up 2 for the Red Raiders. 39-37 now on the Club 37 scoreboard. Under 5.5 minutes to play now in our contest.
Massena's in the bonus situation now, too. They'll be going to the line each time they're fouled.
Ben Ware from outside. Brian McCulley with the rebound. McCulley settles it down, and Mr. Dependable, Jamie, we've talked about this before. Brian McCulley, good dish off to Alec Kelly, off the glass, no good. Kelly with the rebound, but we're going to have a foul called against Ben Ware. Jamie, I think that's going to be his 4th.
Oh, we'll have to check and see. I've got him for 3, but we will check it. He has been around a lot, and it is his 3rd personal foul, the team's 7th. And I think that the Red Raiders in the bonus situation, they will be going to the line.
So Alan Kelly will go to the charity stripe looking to sink 2 for the Red Raiders here with 5:07 left to play in our contest. 39-37 on the Club 37 scoreboard. The Red Raiders lead. And Chris Frontera has picked up his pace immensely in this second half, Jamie.
Well, I'll tell you something. Both he and Fredericks have really moved things along here.
Jamie Mock almost with the steal. They're out the glass, and Alan Kelly is there for the steal on the rebound, and that ball's going to go off of Brian McCulley and out of bounds, and the turnover in favor of the Malone Huskies as they are looking to try and net another bucket to tie this game at 39. Inbounds, Jamie Mock with it now. Mock's going to settle it down. Gives it to Brian McCulley. Red Raiders looking to settle it down and put every bucket in that they can, Jamie, and take control of this game. Fredericks working it down inside. Nothing there. Now Fredericks down inside the glass, or the paint rather, up for 2. No good. Frontera's there for the rebound. 2 points again for Chris Frontera.
Yes, and 6, by the way, on the night for Frontera. But what a play by Fredericks right down the pipe. There's another one going away.
Kelly with the steal once again. The Red Raiders picking up the pace here defensively. Now Jamie. Brian McCulley brings it up for the Raiders. Brian McCulley tries to work it down in. Spins. looking for someone to dish off to. Frontera with it again underneath the basket. That ball's blocked by Ben Ware, and the Malone Huskies will bring it back up court now.
Boy,
Ben Ware with it.
He has been everywhere tonight, Chad.
That's for sure. He's definitely a key player for the Malone Huskies. Rockhill for three, nope, for two. He picks up 2 points, 41-39 now. The Raiders lead on the Club 37 scoreboard. Under 3.5 minutes to play now. Fredericks drives, dishes off to Jamie Mock, no good. Mock couldn't come up with the rebound as the Malone Huskies work it back up court.
Just end-to-end action. Awesome tempo right now.
This game is definitely going to go right down to the wire.
Both teams pretty well run themselves ragged.
You know, we came into this contest, and the Red Raiders with a good record, and the Malone Huskies, we saw that 1-5 record, but they're not playing like a 1-5 team.
No, and they must be playing some pretty tough schools up that way.
Huskies work it around, down underneath the basket. Ben Ware, unable to get a shot off from outside now. Keaton picks up the rebound and sinks it for two. We're tied at 41 on the Club 37 scoreboard, under 3 minutes to play in our contest. Brian McCulley takes a timeout, and the Red Raiders will talk over some strategy. We are going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are down under 3 minutes now in our contest, and we are locked at 41 on the Club 37 scoreboard. And what a game it's been, Jamie.
Oh, it certainly has. It's been a very quick, fast-paced basketball game, and that's the kind of game I'm used to seeing. But we have seen some great passing tonight out of both of these teams.
So you see a good crowd on hand here for the student section at tonight's contest. Jamie Mock with the ball now back at play for NEC basketball action tonight here on Edwards Production Sports. Happy to have you along with us. Brian McCulley for Fredericks now. Chris Frontera down inside the paint, off the glass. No, we're going to have to foul before the shot, so Chris Frontera will go to the line. 2:40 left to play on the Club 37 scoreboard. It's 41-41. Frontera with a chance to net a couple of baskets here to put the Red Raiders in the lead.
That is Rockhill's third personal foul, by the way, Chad. And Red Raiders were looking for the follow-up.
Frontera picks up his first, 42-41 on the Club 37 scoreboard now. Red Raiders in the lead. Frontera sinks his second. The Red Raiders take a 2-point lead now as the Huskies work it up court. Ball down in. That one's going to be thrown away. The Red Raiders will get the ball on a turnover and a chance to try and pick up two more buckets here, or two more baskets rather, or 2 more points rather. Blah, 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 blah. See if they can't take a 4-point lead over the Malone Huskies. Brian McCulley down inside the lane. That's stripped away by Ben Ware. Malone Huskies working up court. Ben Ware, he's going to be fouled by Mike Fredericks. That's going to send Ben Ware to the line. I think Ben Ware was looking for the jam there, Jamie. It was definitely a nice dish off and a good opportunity, but Fredericks doing a good job of getting a hand in there and tying him up, not allowing the Malone Huskies to get maybe a little bit of momentum out of a jam.
Well, I'll tell you, Fredericks, if there's any fouls that are called good fouls, I would dare say, Chad, that was one of them right there.
Ben Ware sinks his first free throw. 1-point game once again here on the Club 37 scoreboard, 43-42.
Ben Ware has been to the line tonight 7 times, and he has sank 6 out of the 7 shots. Makes that second one.
Check one more. Red Raiders work it up court now as we have a tie game. Alan Kelly has the ball stripped away from him by Rockhill, and that will give the Red Raiders the ball out of bounds.
Big play by Rockhill right there. May have saved a big-time basket.
I'll tell you what, that was a first-class jam from Ben Ware earlier on. I think the Red Raiders are looking to try and answer it. Rockhill brings the ball up for the Red Raiders. Check that for the Malone Huskies. Down inside the paint, looking to dish it off. Frontera gets a hand in on there. Fredericks brings it up court now. Fredericks looking to dish it off. Is going to take it by himself. No foul called on the play. Ball almost taken away by Frontera, and boy, oh boy, Jamie had Jamie Bach right with him.
Boy, I'll tell you, he wanted to dish off, but Fredericks, he's been great in the paint tonight.
Yes, he has. He's been outstanding tonight.
I can see why he'd want to go right to the basket with that.
Balzac brings it down, and that's going to be off the Red Raider, and Malone Husky steps on the line. The Red Raiders are going to... Apparently they called the ball already out of bounds.
And Coach Steve Dona is almost out of the court. We got to be careful here. And
Steve Dona wants to know why the ball was called out of bounds, but apparently the player was out of bounds when he touched the ball.
And Coach Dona is way up there beyond that line, and now he is really getting mad here.
And I think he's right, Jamie, because if the player grabs the ball and he's stepping out of bounds, it's a Red Raider turnover. It's the last person to touch the ball, correct? And the ball was not out of play because it was still in the air.
The referee, I've got to say this, he has been very patient with Coach Dona there at the way the exchange went between both of them.
I'm not sure what that call was, Jamie, but
I
is
don't
it
know
true
either.
if the ball is still in play until it hits the ground, correct?
Absolutely.
The Malone Husky player played it last, and he was out of bounds when he played it. It should have been a Red Raider ball. Either way, folks, back to play here is Walzak with it for the Malone Huskies. Ben Ware now as we are knotted at 3, down to just 1:10 left in our contest. Ben Ware inside the paint, off the glass, blocked by Alec Kelly. Kelly with the rebound for Brian McCauley now, up for Jamie Mock.
And Allen got those elbows up, too, besides.
Brian McCauley working it around. Jamie Mock with the ball. Brian McCauley with it once again. Down underneath for Allen Kelly. Kelly goes up. He's going to be fouled on the play. That'll send Allen Kelly to the line, and Bashaw will check that. Chris Burdash will pick up the foul for the Malone Huskies.
And that is Burdash's second personal foul.
What a contest here tonight from Red Raider land. 49 seconds left on the Club 37 scoreboard. It's 43-43.
That might have been a game-saving block that Kelly made.
Kelly is in and out. Allen Kelly at the line to shoot 2 because it was a shooting foul. All he needs to do is just pick up 1.
You got Jamie Mock and Fredericks down there by the basket.
Allen Kelly picks up a bucket. 1-point bucket. But he picks it up either way. Ben Ware with the ball for the Malone Huskies now as we are down under 40 seconds now in our contest. Ball stolen away by Allen Kelly. Kelly's going to settle it down. Gives it to Brian McCauley now. McCauley up for Frontera. Frontera in for Kelly. Kelly underneath the basket for Jamie Mock. And Mock smartly is going to work this ball around and look for the final shot. McCauley almost has it stolen away, but it goes out of bounds off the Huskies. The Red Raiders will get it back. Good effort there by Dick Rockhill to try and keep it in play. We're going to have a timeout by the Malone Huskies, though, Jamie.
And they called timeout, and the first thing they're doing is checking Dick Rockhill, make sure he's all right.
So the Red Raiders are going to have to try and work this one around, Jamie. They're probably going to look for the final shot. There's 21 seconds left on the clock. It's 44-43. The Raiders lead on the Club 37 scoreboard. What do you think the Raiders are going to try and do?
I'll tell you, they want to run this clock. They don't want Malone to get this ball. And if they can do it, look for the real good shot right here at the end.
There you see some of the Red Raider fans on hand here tonight for this contest between the Malone Huskies and the Massena Red Raiders. 21 seconds left here in our contest, and Jamie, it's going to be a heck of a finish.
Well, they saw everybody on TV just now. Hey, all you got to do is come down to the game, and you can be on TV too.
That's right, and let me tell you, you're not feeling the action like we are here tonight because you're not here live, but I hope you're enjoying it in your living rooms on Cable 24 Edwards Production Sports. Jamie Davis and Chad Edwards happy to be commentating tonight's contest, and Gary Edwards bringing you all the sights behind the camera. Jamie Mock looking to work the ball in bounds. Gets it in for Allen Kelly. Kelly for Brian McCauley. McCauley's going to bring it up over half court. Over for Frontera. The ball stolen away by the Huskies. And we're going to have a foul called, a blocking foul called against Brian McCauley. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That's his third personal foul, too. But with 14 seconds remaining. Excuse me.
Yes, just 14 seconds left. 44-43 at the Club 37 scoreboard. And we're going to take a timeout as Coach Dolan wants a timeout. Boy, oh boy, what a finish. Don't go anywhere.
Boy, I'll tell you, it doesn't get any better than this, Chad.
Oh, baby, what a finish this is going to be.
Yeah. Oh, boy. 14 seconds remaining.
There you see the Malone Husky cheerleaders doing some performing here during our stoppage of plays, doing what they do best and doing a good job. All different types of sports to participate in your high school, whether it's cheerleading or playing on the basketball teams or the soccer teams or whatnot. The kids doing a good job, so come on out and support them, folks. Plenty of seats here tonight, and there will be for, I'm sure, the rest of the games throughout the season. Actually, not too many seats here tonight, really.
They've even got a rifle team here at Massena High School, and that's something, that's the first time I've ever dealt with that. It's a rifle team here.
And a good one.
We wish them the best. Yes, I've heard that they're a very good team.
Red Raiders asking the crowd to get into it a little bit more. If the camera starts shaking, well, that play means the place is rocking. And it's rocking right now, folks. At the line for the Malone Huskies, Jamie Keating. And if he sinks it, we're going to be netted at 44. Keating sinks his first free throw. We're tied at 44 in a Club 37 scoreboard. 14 seconds left to play. Jamie, what a finish. Raiders getting it worked up again. They're going to try and throw Jamie Keating off his game. Keating from the line. Good, and the Malone Huskies take a 1-point lead. Brian McCulley up for Frontera. Frontera takes it, blocked, and we're going to have a foul called against the Malone Huskies. Jamie Keating gives them a 1-point lead, then draws the foul. And Chris Frontera has a chance to put the Raiders up by 1 with just 8 seconds left. On the Club 37 scoreboard, 45-44 Malone leads.
Well, Keating, I believe that is his second personal foul.
And Malone takes a timeout now, Jamie, to try and take Chris Frontera off his game. And what a contest from Red Raider land tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, they're going to have to go some to take Chris Frontera off his game. He's been a real spark for this team since about the second quarter.
Folks, remember, if the camera's shaking, that means the place is rocking, and we have a heck of a finish to come, so don't turn that dial. You're watching it all here at Edwards Production Sports, the Malone Huskies and the Massena Red Raiders for NAC boys basketball action. 45-44 in the Club 37 scoreboard, and Chris Frontera is going to go to the line for the Red Raiders, and he has an opportunity to give the Raiders a 1-point lead here, Jamie, if he sinks both of his buckets. And if the Red Raiders can hold up, it's just 8 seconds left in this contest. The fans are definitely getting into it here tonight, Jamie. To the left of us, the student section, and they are definitely fired up and here to cheer on their Red Raider fellow schoolmates.
Well, going into the game here, or in the game, I should say, for Frontera, he has 8 points in the ball game.
And has really picked up the pace and have been a shining star here in the second half, and we'll get to our WEPT stars in just a moment. Frontera at the line. No good on the first attempt. He has a chance to tie it now, Jamie. Has a chance to tie it now. He needs to sink this one to tie the game. 8 seconds left on the clock.
I'm sure Chris wants to make this one here.
Steve Dona saying, please, Chris, make it. Please.
I'm sure Chris wants to make it just as bad as Coach Dona wants to see him sink it.
Frontera at the line with a chance to tie it at 45. The ball is up. Good! We are tied. And I think we're going to overtime, Jamie. The ball's in bounce now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Ben Ware from way outside. We're going to overtime. That ends regulation play, knotted at 45 on the Club 37 scoreboard, and we are heading to overtime. So as we stop before this overtime period, we will take a break and we'll be back right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to start our overtime period, and what a contest has been here tonight. We hope you have enjoyed our coverage on Edwards Production Sports tonight for NEC boys basketball action. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors bringing you tonight's action on Edwards Production Sports, and what a contest it's been. Mock puts it up, gets his own rebound. Kelly tried to come up with it, but Walzak comes up with it for the Malone Huskies, and the Red Raiders win the tip-off but are unsuccessful. We have a 4-minute overtime period now, folks.
3:41 remaining.
The place is rocking, folks. Stolen away by Brian McCulley. McCulley puts it up. Good for two. The Red Raiders take a 2-point lead here, 47-45 on a Club 37 scoreboard. Malone Huskies working around now, looking to tie this contest. Chris Burdash with it. Outside now for Jamie Keating. Ben Ware with it. Back outside now for Walzak. Burdash with it now, looking around, trying to get into Ben Ware. Kelly doing a good job of boxing him out, though. Alan Kelly, cross court for Walzak. Walzak down inside the paint. Back out for Ben Ware. Ben Ware back for Walzak. Malone Huskies starting to slow it down now, Jamie, and make sure they're going to pick up the two. Ball driven in there by Dick Rockhill, and he ties it once again at 47.
Well, Rockhill has been a major factor here in the closing moments of that fourth quarter.
Alec Kelly for two! Good dish out from Jamie Mock, Jamie. Brian McCulley brought it up, gave it to Jamie Mock at center court, and he dished it off to the big man, Alec Kelly, who sunk it for two. Ball thrown up, off the rim, rebounded by Jamie Mock. Mock's going to turn around, up for Frontera now. Frontera for Fredericks. Fredericks down along the end line, up good for two, draws the foul! Mike Fredericks!
Fredericks has been unreal. He is not afraid. He hasn't been afraid all night long to take it to the paint.
Boy, he just threw that one up. He was way underneath that basket. Jamie just stuck all of the hand out there, tossed it up. 51-47 on the Club 37 scoreboard. 2:11 left to play here in our overtime period. And Mike Fredericks is going to go to the line with an opportunity to make this a three-point play for the Red Raiders. Fredericks from the line, in and out. Kelly comes up with the rebound. No! Alan Kelly's going to be called for the foul over the top, and that's going to send, I think, Ben Ware, Jamie, to the line to shoot to 1-1 for the Malone Huskies.
Ben Ware has been very good from the line tonight. That's one of the last people you want to send to the foul line, but excuse me.
Jamie Keating's going to go to the line, though.
Keating has not been too bad at the line tonight either.
The place is rocking once again here, folks. Keating's at the line. Good for one.
If your television screen is moving around a little bit, it's not an earthquake.
Just stomp your feet and get into the action along with all the people here. Come on, stomp your feet at home, folks. Stop them, stop them. Good for two, Alan Keating. Check that, Jamie Keating from the line. We're down to a two-point game once again here, the Red Raiders. Here comes Fredericks once again, dished it off for Jamie Mock. Mock back for Alan Kelly. Kelly under for Mock. Mock drives. He's going to be blocked on the play, Walzak, and that's going to send Jamie Mock to the line. Good job by Jamie Mock there, Jamie. What he's trying to do, I think, is he's trying to get some of these players that are in foul trouble to commit a foul and see if they can't get some of these key players out of theirs. We're down to 1:59 on the Club 37 scoreboard, 51-49. Red Raiders lead. Jamie Mock at the line. Good on his first attempt. 49 for the Red Raiders on the Club 37 scoreboard. Jamie Mock, good on his second attempt. Red Raiders picking it up in overtime, Jamie. Burdash bringing it down now, sends it outside for Jamie Keating. Now Walzak with it. Down along the end line, Walzak for two, off the rim. That was going to go out of bounds, and the Red Raiders will get it. Alan Kelly ready to inbounds the ball. Red Raiders with a 4-point lead, 1:44 left on the clock. In for Jamie Mock. Mock's going to bring it down court. Stolen away by Berdash. Frontera comes up with it, though. We're going to have a jump ball. It's in favor of the Malone Huskies.
Oh, and it's a foul, Chad. And it is on Rockhill, and this is...
Oh, it is a foul.
And this is his 5th personal foul. That's it for Rockhill, maybe.
So Rockhill's out of here. So there's one player I'm sure that the Red Raiders are pleased to see exit the floor as he fouls out.
Rockhill got himself into foul trouble in the first half. And that takes one of their good players out right there.
1:38 left to play here in our contest. Hope you're enjoying our overtime coverage here on Edwards Production Sports, Cable 24, of this NAC contest between the Red Raiders and the Huskies of Malone. 53-49 on the Club 37 scoreboard as the Massena Red Raiders lead, and they will be going to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Chris Frontera will step up to the line.
You know, it's we take a look back through. Jamie Mock had 2 personal fouls right off the bat in the first quarter, and he has not had a foul since then. He has stayed clear of it. Alan Kelly, on the other hand, has 4 fouls.
Frontera sinks it. So he will pick up another opportunity to shoot another one. 40 or 54 rather, 49 in the Club 37 scoreboard. The Raiders lead. Frontera rebounded by Jamie Mock. Mock pushed from behind, no foul called. Rebounded by the Malone Huskies. Berdash with it, up over half court, settling it down. 1:30 left to play now in our contest. Rather, I should probably say in our first overtime period.
Huskies looking like they want the home run ball from downtown here.
Berdash works it outside. Walzak's going to take it down underneath. Blocked by Alec Kelly. Kelly's going to be gone. I think that's his 5th foul, Jamie. Yes, it is.
Kelly's 5th personal foul, and wow.
That's Kelly's 5th. So, Jamie, with 1:12 left, this could hurt the Red Raiders.
Well, it definitely eliminates one half of the Twin Towers underneath. And Jamie Mock, though, has, well, basically disciplined himself not to get into foul trouble. He only has 2 on him, and he has 3 to spare, but one half of the tower's gone. I'll tell you somebody who's been really something this evening to watch. There's been 2 or 3 players, both on the Huskies and the Red Raiders. Mike Fredericks has been something for the Red Raiders tonight.
While we're on it, why don't we pick our 3 stars of tonight's game?
It's kind of tough because you can almost give it to everyone on both teams.
Well,
it's been some fantastic play.
I think Chris Frontera has really picked up the pace in the second half and has really carried the Red Raiders quite a bit with this play. So I think Chris Frontera with the first star of the game, and you know darn well who's going to get the star for the Malone Huskies, and that's definitely Benware, who has been outstanding, and also taking a look for the Red Raiders, who have picked up his pace in the second half. I think we'll give it to Alan Kelly, who has just pounded him from the floor tonight, that's for sure.
He certainly has. Even though he had 5 fouls on him, I think he had about 16 points tonight.
Chris Frontera with the ball for the Red Raiders, throws it across court. Brian McCulley let that one go. Jamie Mock comes up with it now. In for McCulley, stolen away. McCulley with the block. And that is going to send Berdash to the line, Jamie, and a good defensive play there by Brian McCulley. Send him to the line and hope he misses one.
Yeah, but McCulley knew right there that he had to do something, and because it could have been an easy 2.
Brian McCulley fouls out.
So McCulley gone. But there are a handful of Huskies in trouble, too. So we'll have to wait and see who Coach Dona puts out there to replace him.
So once again, our WEPT stars for tonight. Alan Kelly for the Red Raiders and Chris Frontera. And for the Malone Huskies, Mark Benware, who has had a phenomenal game for the Malone Huskies tonight. 55 seconds left to play here in our overtime period. 54-51 is our score in the Club 37 scoreboard, and Bashaw is going to go to the line for the Malone Huskies to shoot 2 off the shooting foul, and an opportunity to bring the Huskies within 1.
One of the reasons we selected Benware from the Huskies not only because of his hustle, but he has been phenomenal at the foul line tonight for him.
Yeah, he shot, what is he, 8 for 9?
Something like that, yes. I think it is 8 for 9, and he has done very well.
So Bashaw at the line for the Huskies. Ball is up and good. You know, Jamie, the Huskies, I have not seen them miss very many free throws at all tonight. Very good at the line, that's for sure.
They have been, I would dare say they're 80% of the charity stripe tonight. I haven't seen them miss hardly at all either.
Bashaw at the line with an opportunity to bring the Malone Huskies within 1. 59 seconds left here in our contest, and he does it. 54-53 on the Club 37 scoreboard. Fredericks brings it up court now. Up for Chris Frontera. Frontera is going to drive off the glass. We're going to have a blocking foul called against the Malone Huskies. That's going to be against Walzak. That's going to send Frontera to the line to shoot a 1-on-1.
And I think
two shots. He's going to take the 2 shots, a shooting foul, Jamie. So Frontera with a chance to give the Red Raiders a 3-point lead again.
Well, they've got it up there as Corey Monette on the foul.
Okay, so Monette draws the foul. Yes, they're right. It is Monette. Now that I'm looking out there. Frontera at the line. No good. Off the front of the rim. 53 seconds left in our overtime period. 54-53 on the Club 37 scoreboard. Hope you're enjoying this contest tonight. NAC basketball action here on Edwards Production Sports. Frontera, no good. Almost rebounded by Corey Aiken, and the Malone Huskies in the driver's seat right now with an opportunity to take a 1-point lead with 1 bucket here. They work it around Frontera. Now outside for the Malone Huskies as they work it around. Fredericks guarding hard there. Now Brian McCulley or Mike McCulley out at the top of the key.
They are looking for 1 shot, and I think 1 shot only, Chad.
Ben Ware with the ball, slowing it down. It's going to go against Jamie Mock. Ben Ware in the paint, puts it up, blocked by Mock. Brian McCulley, Mike McCulley's going to come up with it. McCulley dished it off for Corey Aiken. Aiken looking to get it to somebody. Now Mike McCulley with it. Had 3 players wide open on the far side. Jamie Mock with it now. Mock's going to work it around, wait for 1 play. He's going to be fouled out of play. Jamie Mock's going to go to the line.
Well, you almost had to do something there with 13 seconds remaining. And a little bit of a football tackle there.
What a contest, folks. Good play by Jamie Mock, though. He was going to try and kill as much of that clock as he could. We got a player hurt on the far side here, Jamie. Mike McCulley down underneath the basket. I think he might have jammed a finger there. Now working it out, but wow, what a finish.
Well, they almost got in a jam here along the side, and they were looking for somebody to give the ball to, and they said, hey, let's give it to Taz. He can dribble his way out of this.
Jamie Mock at the line to shoot 2, and they're going to get the ball back, Jamie. I'm not quite sure what the call was, but I'm sure they're going to get the ball back out of bounds also.
That was one of those deliberate foul deals where they do have that. It's not a technical, but it's a deliberate thing, and
Jamie Mock looking to try and give the Red Raiders a 2-point lead, force Malone to sink a 2-point bucket. Mock no good. So the Red Raiders will get the ball out of bounds, and they're going to want to try and poke 1 in there, Jamie. See if they can't pick up a 3-point lead. Malone Huskies take a timeout now, and a good timeout there as they're going to have to try and do something defensively. With 13 seconds left on the clock, the Red Raiders lead just by 1. 54-43 in the Club 37 scoreboard.
Well, I'll tell you, Chad, we couldn't have started off the regular season any better than we have with this game here against the Huskies. We knew it was going to be a close contest coming in. Even looking at that Malone Husky record of 1-5, I really was a little suspicious of that to begin with, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, Jamie, you know, we saw a heck of a JV game before this contest started here tonight.
Oh, yes.
We're seeing the same exact thing. It's going to come down to a 1 or a 2-point game here. And the Red Raider boys from Massena had a good opportunity to win the game, and they did. Now it's the varsity boys' chance to try and win this game. And here you see the Red Raiders starting to get into it now. The fans here to our left cheering on their Red Raider boys. There you see the O'Shea trying to get the Red Raider fans fired up.
Got the soccer and the football teams next to us here.
Back to play. Fredericks ready to work the ball in. Back in for Jamie Mock. Jamie Mock out for Corey Aiken. Corey Aiken going to be fouled on the play, and Aiken will go to the line with 9 seconds left. If Corey Aiken can sink the 2, Jamie, it's going to be awful tough for the Malone Huskies to work that ball up court and try and sink a 3.
Well, they want to get something here. I'm sure they don't want to turn the ball over to Malone empty-handed here.
At the line now, Corey Aiken for the Red Raiders, looking to try and give them a 2-point lead here on his first attempt. Aiken from the line. Good! The Red Raiders take a 2-point lead, 55-53, 9 seconds left on a Club 37 scoreboard clock. Corey Aiken looking to try and sink another one to give it a 3-point lead and force Malone to take a 3-pointer. Aiken sinks it for 3.
Malone's going to have to go downtown if they're going to tie it up.
Okay, we've got a timeout called by the Malone Huskies. Well, Jamie, what do you think Malone's going to try and do here? 6 seconds on the clock. They've got to go for the 3. Either that or they've got to try and, they might try and do, dun, 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 dun. Go from 3-point range, try and draw the foul, go to the line, make it a 4-point play, take a victory home.
Well, I think they'll look for that, but I don't think they'll get it. They may get the open shot. Massena may give it to them and let them try to shoot it. There's only 6 seconds left. So the Red Raiders, and I'm sure Coach Steve Donut is saying, whatever you do, don't foul them when they're outside the black line.
You know, if the Red Raiders were another obstacle they could try and do is just foul. Send them to the line quickly. Send them to the line. Send them to the line. Send them to the line. If they send them to the line, they only got a 2-point play from outside. 3-pointer. No good. The Red Raiders are going to take the victory here at the buzzer. Bedware put it up for 3. Had an opportunity off the side of the rim.
They went to the hot hand, too, to get to Benware, and he has had a hot hand all night long, and it lipped out. But I'll tell you, when they go back to Malone to take on the Huskies, I think we're going to see the same game all over again.
56-53 was our final score on the Club 37 scoreboard. We hope you enjoyed our coverage tonight of NAC boys varsity basketball action here, presenting the Red Raiders as they hosted the Malone Huskies. For Jamie Davis, my colleague, I'm Chad Edwards, and for Gary Edwards on camera, thank you for watching Edwards Production Sports here on Cable 24.